So this is part 2 of my Baten Katios spiel. Alright, so in this one I want to talk about Origins, which came out a few years after the original Eternal Wings and Lost Ocean game. And like I said, it's literally to explain everything. So you start off as Stocky, and again, you're not a main character. You are a guardian spirit, except in this one, you can't choose your gender, you just put in a name. I guess you're genderless. I don't fucking know. They don't fucking give you an option. So you put in your name, and you start off this, and you have, evidently, Soggy has this bad dream about the war. So you're like, alright, I'm gonna know more about this fucking war that they alluded to that happened a long time ago. But you're already, everything's already islands, so you're like, alright, whatever. And you go through, and Soggy's pretty cool. He's got blue hair too. So you're like, alright, well maybe he had a fucking kid and his kid is callous. I don't fucking know. And, so, yeah, play as Soggy. And of course it's a card battle system again, but they messed with the card battle system to make it easier for newer players. To me, it's fucking hard as balls to use the new card system, because I got really used to the old one. But in this one, you have to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You can't go backwards. You can't go 1, 1, 1. You can't go 3, 2, 1. You can't do any of that. You can go 1, 2, 3. You can go 2, 3. You can go 3. But you can go 1. And instead of, in the original, you could go 1 and then use a finishing Magnus. Sorry, I was trying to think of the word. And, if it was a level 1 finishing Magnus, or, 2 if it was a level 2 finishing Magnus, and so forth. Well, in Origins, you build up this meter. And if it goes up to level 1, you can use your level 1 finisher. If it goes to 2, max I ever got it was 3, because that's as far as I got in the fucking game. Anyways, pretty early on, you get your second character. Gilo. Gilo is genderless. It's male and female. Gilo is hilarious, because Gilo's voice is male and female, and sometimes the voice, like the male one will be more pronounced than the female, and other times the female will be more pronounced. Gilo literally, has, boobs, and a flat chest, and a little skirt, and high heels, and, whatever. Okay, Gilo's just awesome. So originally, Gilo, you don't work together first, few battles you do. And you're like, alright, whatever. Well, then you find out when you do select, yay, join my party, you all have the same fucking decks. Okay, this is gonna be a problem, because you only have so many cards. So you have to put your equipped Magnus in the deck, because normally, if it was a flaming sword, you just use it to attack. Well, now it's equipment. Same for, shields and stuff, that's defense equipment. And it lasts until you get hit 5 times or you attack 5 times, depending on what it is. So you have to put your equipment Magnus and Gilo's equipment Magnus. The only nice thing that they did, because they did this, is it's literally just weak attacks, strong attacks, weak attacks, medium attacks, and strong attacks. And they're just 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you gotta put your both finishers in, and everybody can use healings items that you put in too. And then you get a little bit further in the game and you meet Millie. Or Milliard. She's a bit. She's not a bitch. Sometimes she seems like it. But she's a really strong character, and I really like her. She can kick some ass. So anyways, you get her. Okay, that's it. That's your characters. You get 3. 3 opposed to 6. Don't know why they did that, but whatever. I guess to make it a little bit easier on people who, again, hadn't. And the flowers, now you just save. They're just all, blue. They're still blue or red. But instead of visiting the church to level, you just visit the church and you can put on auras. Which I never really did. But anyways, you just do that. And when you get experience, you just automatically level up when you get enough experience, and you automatically, class up too. Which was kind of cool, because it was alright, I don't have to go fucking visit the church. I have my one to fucking see if I got enough points to fucking level up. Okay? So that was cool. And again, you just save your progress. Red flowers are just for saving. Blue flowers you can transport to the church. Or just save your progress. So, but then, every time, you'll fight, this big monster thing pretty early on in the game. And it's one of my Persia, she goes, underlings. Alright, so you're like, alright, so there's more about my Persia in this game. I want to know more about this evil god. Well, every time you fight one, Saki gets knocked out. Just don't know why. But anyways, he gets knocked out, and you and him get transported back in time to a dude that evidently looks just like fucking Saki. And this is like when everybody's still on Earth. Like, this is thousands of years in the past. And you're like, alright, this is pretty cool, and you meet the characters, but when you battle, it's literally just you. And as you get further on the game, you get transported back with Gilo. And Gilo's there. And you're like, alright, that's fine. Eventually, you get transported back with all 3 characters, which is nice. Because it helps you with battling. First time you get transported back and you're used to having 2 characters and you only have one, you're like, oh my fucking god! Because you fight this boss sand thingy and you're like, fuck! Because it's really hard to do by yourself when you're used to having 2 people. But you're like, whatever. And by this time, you haven't met Giacomo yet. But you eventually meet Giacomo. Giacomo is an ass. Okay? Complete and utter ass. He's trying to kill you. Alright, he's an ass. He's gonna try and kill you. Alright, so you get further on in the game, and right before you meet Giacomo, you go into this house, and you meet Lude's younger brother and sister. Well, older brother and sister. Lude hasn't been born yet. But you meet his brother and sister, and they're like, really like, we're gonna be the best little kids in the Empire, we're gonna win it. They're all for the Empire. What the fuck ever. And, so, you're like, alright, so, okay, Lude hasn't been born yet, but he is pretty young in Eternal Wings and Lost Ocean, so you're like, that's alright. So you get some further in the game, and you meet Gibari! And his friend who ends up becoming the leader of the town. And they're like teenagers right now, I think. And that's pretty cool. You meet Gibari, and you get to find out, like, how come they became friends, and that's kind of cool. And anyways, and you go through, and you're meeting these characters. Oh, by the way, Gilo hates kids. Hates kids. Okay? You will find this out. Gilo, wants to tear them to shreds and eat them. It's hilarious. But anyways, as you go through, you get to meet the characters. And it's really enthralling because you're like, okay. And you meet, Geldoblame. He's not a bad character. And you're like, whoa, wait. I know he's an evil character in the original game, but he's not evil here. He's trying to help the person who has wings of the heart to, win the election. The other person wants to go all mechanical and fake wings. Okay? Which are called winglets. And he's trying to help him. And you're like, okay. That's kind of cool. Geldoblame's not evil. He's, not half bad looking. Giacomo's freaking hot. But you're like, okay. What makes him go evil? I didn't get far enough in the game. But I'm guessing eventually they explain why. And when you keep going into the past, you're, at least at first, you're investigating these places that all the souls have been lost. Like, the people are still there, but they don't have, everything's gone. Everybody has Magnus in them, which is their, essence. And it's gone. And you're like, fuck. There's just these ghosts of people. Fuck. Okay, my person was an asshole. And so, you're trying real hard to get further in this game because you're enthralled, you're finding more out. And that's why I recommend Origins to actually be played after the original game, because you get enthralled because you've already established these characters, you already know who they are to a sense, and you want to know more. You want to know their backstories, you want to know what made them the way they are in the original. And that's why you play Origins, literally. It's still got great music, it's still got some voice syncing problems, and I don't mind the voiceovers. Some people say they're bad, I didn't think they were. But I mean, it's just, okay. And you get really attached to, characters in the game. And Gilo, in the beginning, you don't know a whole lot about, and I didn't get far enough to see if you find out more, but I'm hoping I find out more about Gilo and Millie. Millie is, I guess you could say she is an aristocrat, or daughter of an aristocrat. She is actually the daughter of one of the people running for election. He's like, when you take her with her to meet the dude, he's like, alright, I'll, let you go. with them because they seem pretty good. And Gilo always entices her. Like them two talking is hilarious. Because like when you first meet Millie and she says, "Oh, you know, I'm a sheltered girl." Gilo's like, "Sheltered my ass. What, were you raised in a fucking fight club?" Like, not in that sense, but Gilo, you know, is like, the fuck? How the fuck are you sheltered and you just kicked those guards' ass? Okay, that doesn't work. Which I thought was hilarious. But again, I'm not gonna do a review, and I have to re-get Origins. But as I beat each of the games, I will do a review on each one of them. And eventually I'm gonna do another series talking about another favorite game, Suikoden, or Suikoden, however the fuck you pronounce it. I pronounce it Suikoden, so sue me. I'm gonna talk about that series too, but I just wanted to talk about Baten Katios because I know a lot of people. It's a hidden gem for the GameCube. Both of them are. If you have a Wii or a GameCube, go buy the game. Go find the game. I don't care if you have to buy it online. I don't care what you have to do. Well, I don't like sell illegal stuff to get it. But go get the games. Go play them. Like I said, play Eternal Wings and Lost Ocean first, and then play Origins. Because then you'll understand why Origins came out. If you play Origins first and then you play Eternal Wings and Lost Ocean, you don't have any questions. So you don't really understand why Origins came out. Play Eternal Wings and Lost Ocean, then play Origins, and it'll like really meld really well in your mind. You'll be like, oh, okay, that's cool. Alright, that's all I got for you. This is T.O. Bear signing out, and